So, after more than 2 months of playing and after having to wait for a month for my new computer to arrive, it is finally that time. We have now reached the moment when we are about to go and take on the final boss of this new expansion for 2024, joined by various members of the Sons of the Seventh Dawn, as well as our trusted companion from the Endwalker saga, Mr. Aaronville. We also have his mother Kakiwa, who's with us in spirit, and last but not least, the Vow of Resolve herself, one of the Dawn servants of Tuliolal, Wu Klamat. Tonight, we will all be making the last part of our journey together as we proceed to try and take down the maniacal Queen Sphene. So, hey there Minuet, and to everyone else that's just logging on, we're glad to have you with us here tonight. So, greetings people of the world, Mathai Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live here on Twitch. So, we're just chilling out here in front of our third location that we got taken care of, which is the Pyro Terminal. So, we will be moving on with the main story, but there are now Aether Current quests that are available, as well as just some regular side quests as well in the other 3 districts that we've already been in. So since we are already in the Ley Node Pyro, we will start here first. I do need to do something real quick. I have to turn off my PC audio there, because I could hear the wind whistling. But now it's time for us to get going, so we'll leave these guys for a time. We'll go ahead and check out these quests that are currently available, making sure I'm going the correct direction. Actually, it's faster for me to warp over to the Aetheryte itself, and we'll go from there. Alright, so let's begin the process of getting these side quests cleared off and getting our Aether Currents. We begin the proceedings this evening by speaking with this Restless Malala. We'll go ahead and speak with him to take on our first Aether Current quest entitled Volcanic Disruptions. The Restless Malala is fearing the worst.
Yes, you, with the weapon. Pardon my candor, but you must accompany me to Matchlock Menagerie this instance. What? No, I'm not asking you on a leisurely outing. I'm asking you to save innocent lives.
Well, how many are there left, considering we just shut the terminal down?
I spied a trio of volcanic scorpions stalking after some defenseless animals. Were I to vanish and allow the scorpions to prey upon those creatures, I never forgive myself. We must make for the menagerie and defend them no matter the cost. Obviously, I can't chase off a nest of hungry pests alone. I require strength, specifically your strength. Step lively then, we've no time to lose.
Alright, well, you heard him, so yeah, it turns out we're going not that far from where we were. The menagerie is all the way up there, so we gotta take a long way to make that journey. So how are you doing, Minuet? And how are you and Lomi doing this evening? So I do have the cafe just now for All Saints Wake. Everyone's, I hope, had the chance to see on the Cottontail Discord what they can look forward to. This year I wanted to make it a point to try and offer people opportunities to get pics taken at various spots within the cafe, so hopefully that will be able to be something that you guys can enjoy. I should, among other things, switch to my Black Mage, which I did get to level 99 before coming on air tonight, because I do want to try and get as much experience points as I can while I have it available. Hey Bubba, welcome to the stream, glad to have you with us. Yeah, it turns out this is just a shortcut, which helps. Yeah, good to see you, Bubba. Now up the spiral we go. Oh, you drew that one, huh? Well, I'm still able to get a lot of good use out of Black Mage. I'm also liking the enhanced abilities that Black Mage is getting. so that helps. I have heard people saying that they don't like the direction that Black Mage has gone in Dawntrail. They feel like it's been nerfed to an extent. But I really want to personally know, because of course Black Mage is not my main. Oh wait a minute, did I turn the wrong way? I did. Yeah, I'm getting so enthusiastic with talking to you guys. Yeah, that won't do. We gotta stay focused. Which I'm not trying to say anything bad about talking to you guys, because I always appreciate a good conversation. God, which way am I going? I think I've got myself lost, which is not good. Okay, here we go. Here's the path. Just as I conveniently get attacked. Yeah, here's the menagerie. Alright, let's speak with the Malala.
I saw them! I saw the scorpions! They're closing in on 2 tiny critters as we speak! Those volcanic monstrosities terrify me, but what terrifies me more is knowing what they'll do to their quarry if we don't act swiftly! Worry not, little ones! I'm on my way!
Well, I appreciate this little guy's courage, but is it going to amount to anything, or are we going to have to solo this battle? Let's find out. I do see scorpions over here. Yeah, Malala's in over his head, unfortunately. Yeah, you need a companion chocobo like I do. Let's take this. Yeah, gives it kind of an idea of just how eerie things are getting, because we have no audio, we have no music playing, because of course we shut the terminal down in this area. It really does give you an idea of what we're getting ourselves into this late in the game. Alright. Not only did we save the animals, wherever they are, but we saved you too. Hey there, young man. Yeah, you may be enthusiastic, but you have a lot to learn about fighting.
Gods, I thought that was the end of me! That took every drop of courage I could muster! Thankfully, the little ones managed to escape without a scratch. I had to find them and lead them to the entrance before the other scorpions catch us in their sights. I'll meet you back there when all is well.
Do we just get to see the creatures that we rescued? I mean, that would be a good idea, right? We didn't even get a chance to see what we were trying to save. Once we go through here, hopefully we'll be able to have a look at what we were able to rescue. Let's speak with the Malala and complete the quest.
You, my weapon-wielding friend, are a lifesaver. I realize all escalated rather quickly, but you performed admirably under the pressure.
Well, thank you very much. And so,
to tell the truth, I have a bit of history with those scorpions. In my previous life, I was tasked with introducing new and exciting creatures into Matchlock Menagerie that our guests might know the wonders of the animal kingdom. As one might expect, the prospect of scorpions posed a great risk, and we often argue with the upper management as to whether keeping them would be worth the cost. In the end, however, the menagerie's curator ordered us to take them in.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Supposedly, scorpion-based vodka was a popular delicacy in Alexandria before the war. The higher-ups sought to recreate those drinks and share with the masses by way of a new exhibit.
Yeah, can you imagine venom in alcohol?
Time passed and I finally returned as an endless, only to discover that the menagerie was in shambles. Those thrice-damned scorpions had the run of the place now. I should have argued against the curator's plans when I had the chance. I should have never agreed to that terrible exhibit. No matter how hard I tried to let things go, those pangs of regret never abated. So when I spotted those innocent creatures wandering into the menagerie, I felt obligated to return, to save what little I could. Thanks to you, my conscience is clearer, and our fuzzy new friends are none the worse for wear.
Wherever they are. Yeah. Can we at least see what they look like? Yeah, here we go. We have a pair of guinea pigs. Yeah. Did they originally belong to the menagerie? Or maybe these little ones were seeking out some hot springs? But yeah. Were they originally part of the menagerie?
They must have, but I don't recall bringing in such precious pups. Perhaps one of my associates introduced them after I left.
But now that they're here...
Regardless, I can rest easy in the knowledge that these two will each have each other. Even when I'm long gone, I should be able to escort them to safety from here.
Well, lucky for you that you can.
You have my deepest gratitude, and presumably theirs as well.
Well, I'm glad we could help you there, little guy. And you little guys. So there we go. We'll take our 418,000 experience points, 915 gil, plus our first ether currents from a quest here in living memory. There we go. Alright, so back over to the Aetherites, because the other one that's in this part of the area is also close by the Aetherite. Alright, let's go. Yeah, we do see some other people wandering around too. So where's our next person? Well, it turns out it's another Lalafell. Yeah, we did notice a lot of Lalafells here in the Pyro area, here in Ciel Volcane. So now let's go ahead and speak with this exhausted engineer, and we'll go ahead and take on his quest entitled Blueprint Protocol. The exhausted engineer requires the aid of a sharp-eyed individual.
All I wanted was a relaxing reprieve in Opal Springs. I never thought it would come to this.
The fact that it's not what you thought it was anymore?
I misplaced something precious to me, you see. A set of blueprints. I suspected I dropped them on my way to the springs, but the terminal suddenly shut down as I was retracing my steps. I was so absorbed in my search, I couldn't even vanish with the others. Forgive me my boldness, but you seem a generous sort, and I'm sorely in need of help. Find what I'm after, and I'll make it worth your while. Before my soak, I paid a visit to the Arena of Valor, so I'll leave that area to you. For my part, I plan to scour the springs one more time.
Okay. And as we can see, the guides are still prevalent around here. So we are going... by the looks of it, we're going back northwest. Yeah, sometimes these things are not so easy to see with the map as it is right now. So here's spot number 1. Thankfully there are no feral enemies to worry about. Find an arena advertisement, which is obviously not what we're looking for. Fighting familiars, wood versus solid gold. Will Malala tradition triumph, or will modernity make its mark in this monumental match? Yeah, it is a far cry from what you're after. Yeah, I do applaud Square Enix for doing things like this, where you are in a situation where you have to find a specific thing, but there is a whole bunch of stuff that can mislead you. This is something that I definitely appreciate about this expansion, is that they would have the idea to do things like that. Well, the detailed documentation could be a blueprint. A massive tower crowned with a statue of a golden woman is mapped out in painstaking detail. These appear to be blueprints to the Maslow terminal. The blueprints likely belong to the exhausted engineer. It would be best to return to Opal Springs and deliver them to her. Also, that was a her? Well, if you know me, you know how much I've talked about how easy it is to confuse male and female Lalafells because they look so similar. So let's take the blueprints back. So yeah, unless you're looking at them really up close, it can easily be possible to not be able to tell them apart. Of course, it's incredibly easy to tell apart a male Aura from a female Aura, because if for nothing else, their stature. So into the Opal Springs we go. Let's reunite with the engineer.
I searched every nook and cranny for those blueprints, but I've not found a single scattered sheet. I don't know where else they could have ended up. Please tell me you managed to track them down.
I certainly have. Here you are.
Oh, my blueprints, my dear, sweet blueprints. How I've missed you. I just knew I dropped these on my stroll. Thank you ever so much for retrieving them.
Glad I could help. Yeah, now we can absolutely see for certain that this is a female Lalafell. Yeah, we're looking at it far.
When we first began development on the Meso terminal, I drafted these blueprints for its design. If you can believe it, the finished product is the work of yours truly.
Oh, really? Yeah, you had the idea to create this thing?
Well, to be fair, the concept wasn't entirely of my own making. I have Malala folklore to thank for its creation.
And so,
according to said folklore, we Malala were refugees from another world. Our ancestors once lived in a sun-kissed paradise by the sea. That is, until those very seas began to freeze and calamity engulfed everything in its path. Under the protection of the Great Speaker, my ancestors were guided to this world and left in their homeland a towering statue of their savior. The Speaker was a compassionate and selfless soul, sacrificing all she had to save her people. Not unlike Queen Sphene, no? With the legend of the Speaker as my inspiration, I incorporated Her Majesty's beauteous visage into the top of the terminal, forever at the heart of our city. A flawless idea, if I do say so myself. I gave everything, my passion, my time, my love of country, to see these blueprints given shape. They aren't merely pieces of parchment, they're my life's work personified.
and it was all worth it, right?
Yet I nearly left them to rot in the arena of valor. I would be laughing this off if I wasn't so furious with myself. But what's important is that you brought them back, and I owe you a great debt. At this rate, I may never meet Her Majesty face to face. All I can do now, all I wish to do now, is gaze upon her glorious image before I fade away.
Yeah, even you know that the time is coming soon.
You have my thanks, stranger. May fortune favor you always.
Well, thank you very much. And sorry that I'll have to defeat the person that you look so admirably upon. Yeah, I had to take a moment's reflection to understand what I'm about to do and to break this poor Lalafell's heart, or Malala in this case. So we'll take our 418,000 experience points, 742 gil, and another Aether Currents. Alright, so now we are going to step back to the main Aetheryte at the entrance. Also gotta remember that they put the Living Memories Aetherites on the list with the stuff from Endwalker. That still makes no sense to me. Everything else is in the same list. Why not just put these there? Okay, we're going over now. We'll head off to Yesterland next. So, Yesterland guard, please whisk me away. Oh, that's cool there, Minuet. I can imagine why. I bet it would be even sweeter when New Game Plus is activated. Yeah, once you can get access to New Game Plus, I'm sure if you came over here to this area, you would want to make full use of it. Oh, it is available. Alright. Yeah, I hadn't known that it was available yet. I was only thinking that it would become available once 7.1 came around. Which, as I am aware, is starting next month. Don't know the specific date for it yet. So now let's move on to our first quest here in Yesteryear. Not for an Aether Current, but we'll speak with this clever youngling to take on his quest entitled Brotherly Bonds, No Barrier. The clever youngling is looking for someone.
Oh, I recognize you from the founding celebration.
Oh, that's cool. So you were watching it?
If I'm not the only one who got left behind, then maybe, just maybe he's still...
Well, you're looking for someone?
I'm looking for my brother, you see. The two of us were hardly ever apart, which is why I'm starting to think that I'll be stuck here until we're reunited. But with the Estelan like this, I'm worried about overlooking something. Would you mind coming with me? If you're able to help, just say the word.
There's no reason why I can't help you out.
You'll help me look for him? Yay, thank you! I've already checked near the aircraft station, so let's head for the Bergmar Ring.
Yeah, a bit of a tough word to say. The clever youngling is now accompanying you. And we're going southeast. Oh, it was available straight away. Alright. But yeah, I can imagine a lot of people would want to turn the lights back on, especially here in Yesterland, where you have the amusement park. I imagine anyone who would activate New Game Plus would want to spend a lot of time in a place like this. Alright.
The Bergmar Ring was great. It was so fun to ride and beautiful too, especially when it was all lit up. Seeing it always used to make me happy. Some of the naughty kids used to have competitions to see how far they could launch their shoes while they were riding it.
Oh, that's a new one.
Once, someone accidentally sent their shoe flying right into Otis while he was on patrol. You should have seen the look on their face.
Yeah, one of shock and horror.
It's strange seeing this place so empty now. No sign of my brother either. We should take a look near the Esperance wheels next.
Yeah, we're at the base of the carousel. So now we have to go further east. Also, not allowed to use my motorcycle, because of course we'll leave him as part if we do. Try and weave around all these level 99s. Look out, little boy! We're being chased! Conveniently right to where the Aether Current quest is located. Oh, yeah. Coming out of hiding, eh? What a sneak attack that is. Thankfully, it looks like we will be able to outrun you. Alright. Yeah, and also hi, Lomi, if I didn't already say hello to you before. So now that we made it to the Ferris wheels.
I remember games some of us used to play here. Two people would split up and ride on opposite wheels. And then, when the cabins got close enough, we'd reach out to try to link hands. It was quite the stretch, and you had to do all that while the cabins were moving. It's a miracle none of us got hurt.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy idea.
Apparently, any pair that pulled it off would share an unbreakable bond. I was always a bit skeptical, though. Still, part of me wishes I'd given it a try with my brother.
Oh, that's interesting.
Speaking of, there's no sign of him here either. I mean, there's no sign of anyone. I thought he might have wandered this way to get a glimpse of the wheels up close, but I should have known better. No doubt he'd rather be tinkering with a civilian engine than taking in the sights.
Oh, another engineer? Are you from Tuliolol, or you're Cerulean and Alexandria as well? Yeah, is this a child who was taken from us too soon?
What? Don't tell me you're from Tuliolol too!
No, but I represent the Vow of Resolve.
I could sworn I saw someone just like you when I was getting on the train that day.
Oh, no.
Does that mean people found a way of getting through the barrier after I died?
You know, I'm sure he either made quick use of his regulator or never got the chance to use one.
Come to think of it, there was another familiar face during the performance of the castle. That was Val Clermont with you, wasn't it? I wonder why I didn't realize it at the time.
You know, the fact that you recognize her after all these years. Well, if we couldn't find your brother, at least we were able to jog your memory to some extent.
Sorry, this is a lot to take in.
It certainly is.
If you have news of the outside world, pray tell me all you know.
You know, what should we tell him? Yeah, here's what happened in all the time that has taken place.
I see.
Oh. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. What happened? Oh, he suddenly got old. Ever since we were children, my brother and I have always been inseparable. When Dawn Servant Kona first brought Ceruleum to Tyrol, we both marveled at his potential, and together helped develop the dirigible technology that our society came to rely on. Oh wow, so yeah, it turns out that he was a child long before the race to become Dawn Servant began. And so, yeah, we're now actually finding him in this state. He would, of course, been warped 30 years ahead as far as the time differential. So too were we charmed by the railroads of Shaolani, but on that fateful day we parted ways. Since then, I've only known the confines of the dome. And this. When Val Clermont took to the stage with you, she appeared much as she did the day of the Ascension ceremony, and as a living person no less. Might I ask how Tuliolol fares? Yeah, the people are still getting used to their new Dawn Servants, or hardly any time has passed beyond the barrier. Yeah, I think we should really give them an idea of just how much has changed. Yeah, you may not know it, but the day I boarded the train, my brother decided to stay behind in Shaolani to inspect the facilities nearby. If the world outside the dome is much the same as it was then, I can only assume he is alive and well. Yeah, which means he was never here at any point. If that is the case, I suppose this search of mine was rather futile. But if he's out there, living his life to the fullest, nothing in the world could bring me more joy. The years we spent together were some of the happiest of my life. Not a moment went by that I didn't wish to return to those halcyon days. That isn't to say that the life I built here hasn't been worthwhile. I drew strength from those who met the same fate in Yasulani, and learned much and more from the engineers I became acquainted with. It took time, but I finally see that this period of my life was just as joyful, just as fulfilling. Were it not for the news you shared, I may never have come to this realization. I'm glad I could help you, sir. Thank you. In the end, perhaps all I needed was an assurance that my dear brother is alive and well. And it'll be enough for you to finally move on. And away he goes. Off into the heavens. And so with that, we'll take our 418,000 experience points and 1,044 gil.